Steelers fans, buckle up. This team is leaving no stone unturned in its mission to bring greatness back to Pittsburgh. The front office is making bold moves, the locker room is evolving, and new opportunities are emerging. If you're excited to see the black and gold chase greatness again, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And let's get into the latest trade buzz that could reshape the Steelers' wide receiver room once again. Just when you thought Omar Khan was done making moves, a new potential trade target has surfaced, and it might be the exact piece. The Steelers need to round out their receiving corps heading into training camp. We're talking about Jauan Jennings, the physical, tough, and criminally underrated wide receiver from the San Francisco 49ers, who, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, is not happy with his contract and could be seeking a trade if things don't get resolved soon. Jennings has approached the 49ers about his request, but little progress has been made, Schefter reported. If a new deal is not reached by the time training camp starts next week, Jennings plans to request a trade to a team willing to pay him. And you know what that means? The Steelers could strike. Let's rewind a bit. The Steelers made headlines earlier this offseason when they traded for DK Metcalf, sending 2 draft picks to the Seahawks and immediately elevating the WR1 spot. But just as fans were imagining a dynamic duo, the team parted ways with George Pickens, one of their most talented young receivers, that left some uncertainty about the rest of the wide receiver room. While names like Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and veteran Robert Woods bring different tools to the table, none have the gritty physical presence that Jennings offers. Jennings thrives on contact. He's one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL. He's reliable on third downs, and more importantly, he plays with the kind of chip on his shoulder that Mike Tomlin lives for. He's not flashy, but he's dependable, and that's exactly what Pittsburgh needs to complement Metcalf's explosive, game-breaking ability. Here's the beauty of this scenario. Jennings won't break the bank. He's entering the final year of a 2-year, $15.39 million deal with a $4.258 million cap hit for 2025. The 49ers believed they were fair with him last offseason, but after Jennings posted 975 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2024, he wants to be rewarded on, rightfully so. Sound familiar? This is exactly how the Steelers landed tight end Jonnu Smith. Miami didn't want to pay him. Pittsburgh swooped in, made a fair offer, and extended him. The same formula could work here. Trade for Jennings, then offer a 2- or 3-year deal to keep him. In black and gold for the long haul, Khan has proven he's not afraid to be aggressive when the value lines up, and Jennings' situation screams value. Imagine a wide receiver group that looks like this heading into Week 1, DK Metcalf, the physical freak and unquestioned WR1 Jauan Jennings, the tough, sure-handed grinder who thrives over the middle. Roman Wilson, the rookie speedster with potential in the slot. Calvin Austin III, the gadget weapon who stretches the field. Robert Woods, the savvy veteran who can still make clutch catches. That's a deep, diverse group. And more importantly, it's a room that balances star power, reliability, and versatility. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith would have a lot to work with, especially given his wide zone background and emphasis on physicality. While the Jennings opportunity shines a light on the offensive side, the defense is still dealing with its own big headline, T.J. Watt's contract stalemate. Insider Mark Kaballi recently warned fans that the Steelers may not negotiate further if Watt skips training camp in Latrobe. "I don't think they are willing to say, 'We are willing to negotiate with people who are not here,'" Kaballi said. "It's a troubling sign, especially for a player of Watt's caliber, 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first-team All-Pro, and one of the most dominant edge rushers in the game." But with no deal done yet, the clock is ticking. If Watt doesn't report, it could damage his relationship with the front office and shift the tone of the season before it even begins. Despite the contract drama, one bit of good news for Watt is the addition of Jalen Ramsey, who could help elevate the defense from multiple spots in the secondary. Ramsey has already been rumored to play nickel, boundary corner, and even free safety, essentially taking over the void left by Minkah Fitzpatrick after he was dealt to Miami. Ramsey's arrival isn't just about performance, it's also about leadership. He'll be a major mentor to Joey Porter Jr., and together they could form a shutdown secondary. If Watt does report and the defense comes together, Pittsburgh could quietly boast one of the most dangerous defensive units in the AFC. Let's take a moment to give Omar Khan credit. The man has been wheeling and dealing like few GMs in the league. He traded for DK Metcalf, acquired Jauan Ramsey, and Jonnu Smith drafted Caleb Johnson to replace Najee Harris, signed Aaron Rodgers. To be the QB1, and now he's in position to steal Jauan Jennings from San Francisco. If things break the right way, Steelers fans should feel confident in their front office for the first time in years. Khan is aggressive, creative, and always planning 3 steps ahead. Adding Jennings would be another smart piece in what's shaping up to be a critical year for Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers have made some bold moves this offseason, trading for DK Metcalf, landing Jauan Ramsey, signing Aaron Rodgers, but one move flying under the radar could turn out to be the key to unlocking Pittsburgh's offensive identity tight end Jonnu Smith. And believe it or not, the buzz isn't just coming from inside Pittsburgh. It's coming from the outside too, from unexpected voices who see what the Steelers are building and believe that Smith is about to thrive. On a recent episode of the Zach Smack Show, a podcast not even focused on the Steelers, the hosts broke from the usual NFL chatter to shine a spotlight on what they think Pittsburgh just pulled off. I think he's going to be a really good asset in Pittsburgh. One of the hosts, Bud, said confidently. Zach Gordon, the show's main host, followed up with a take that's sure to get Steelers fans nodding. Feels like we Miami let a lot of players go, and then they end up being really good on other teams. I mean, I'm sure we're not the only team to do that, but I would say the Dolphins do that a lot more than other teams. This wasn't a hot take. It was a smart observation, because Pittsburgh saw something the Dolphins didn't. Why Jonnu Smith is a perfect fit for Pittsburgh. Let's rewind for a moment. Jonnu Smith had a solid stint in Miami. Nothing spectacular, but consistent. He flashed potential as a pass catcher and proved himself as a capable blocker. The problem? The Dolphins couldn't figure out how to use him in a way that truly mattered week to week. Enter Arthur Smith. If you remember, Smith was the offensive coordinator who unlocked Jonnu Smith's potential in Tennessee. In 2020, Smith used Smith's versatility to stretch the field, dominate in play action, and keep defenses off balance. Now, with Arthur Smith running the offense in Pittsburgh, the pieces are aligning again, and Jonnu's comfort level is already high. The Steelers aren't asking Smith to be Travis Kelce. They're asking him to be the glue, the chain mover, the matchup nightmare in short yardage sets, the blocker who makes Jaylen Warren and rookie Caleb Johnson's lives easier, the safety net for a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And honestly, that's exactly what Smith thrives at. Culture plus fit equals Steelers success. This is vintage Pittsburgh. Identify a player with high football character, real skills, and untapped upside. Put him in a system he knows. Surround him with coaches he trusts. Let the culture do the rest. The Steelers didn't sign Jonnu Smith to make headlines. They signed him because he's a fit in every sense of the word. They've been here before. They believed in James Faria when the Jets didn't. They believed in Ryan Clark when the Giants didn't. They believed in Chris Wormley, Tyson Alualu, and even Terrell Edmonds at different points when others didn't. Now it's Jonnu Smith's turn to prove he was never the problem. The situation was, Smith brings multiplicity and stability. One of the things Arthur Smith values most is multiplicity. That means players who can line up in different spots and do more than one thing well. Jonnu Smith checks that box, and then some. He can play inline, he can move into the slot, he can block off the edge or leak out into the flat. He gives you 2 tight end looks without giving away the play call. That's incredibly valuable when you have a quarterback like Rodgers who thrives on disguises and mismatches. Don't be surprised if Smith becomes one of Rodgers' go-to options in the red zone. Or, on 3rd and short, these are the plays that don't always show up in highlight reels, but they win games. They keep drives alive, they keep defenses guessing, and they create the kind of offensive identity Pittsburgh has been missing since the prime years of Heath Miller. Can Smith take pressure off the WR room, while DK Metcalf will be the headline act, and rookie Roman Wilson could become the surprise of the season. Jonnu Smith might quietly become the stabilizing force that keeps the offense balanced. With Pat Freiermuth's future uncertain due to injuries and contract questions, Smith's arrival gives Pittsburgh insurance at tight end and potentially more. The Steelers have struggled with short yardage efficiency in recent years, and Smith's ability to line up as a lead blocker or checkdown threat could be exactly what this team needs to extend drives and wear teams down. Late, Steelers Nation, what do you think? Should Omar Khan pull the trigger on a trade for Jauan Jennings? Is he the missing piece alongside DK Metcalf, or should Pittsburgh look elsewhere to round out the wide receiver room? And what's your take on the TJ Watt contract situation? Will he report to training camp poor? Will the standoff lead to something more serious? Let us know in the comments. This team is changing fast, and your voice matters more than ever. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking update during this wild 2025 offseason. Here we go, Steelers Nation, let's ride.